Hi, I'm Natalie Hoffman, author of this book, Is It Me? Making Sense of Your Confusing Marriage, a Christian woman's guide to hidden emotional and spiritual abuse. And I've also published a comprehensive companion workbook that will help readers slowly digest and process the chapters of the book in a way that is ultimately healing and life-giving. Are you a Christian woman trying to make it in a marriage that is both painful and confusing? Have you spent years studying your partner, trying to figure out what in the world is wrong and how you can fix it so that you can feel normal again? In chapters 1 and 2, I help you understand exactly what is happening in your marriage. Because if you're a Christian, it is not only possible, but very likely that you've been taught some destructive ideas that are actually keeping you from truly understanding what is causing all of that pain and confusion. I'll not only show you what's wrong in your marriage, but I'll teach you what a normal marriage looks like. Not a perfect marriage, a normal marriage. Because I'm guessing you'd be all in on normal right about now. And I'm also guessing that you don't really know anymore what normal is and what it isn't. So if chapter 1 and 2 is the what about what's going on, in chapter 3, I'll show you the why. Why is this happening to you? Where did all the insanity come from? And why isn't anything changing after so many years of trying and crying and begging for help? Chapters 4 through 7 are all about the roles of the different players in your life. We start with your husband's role, and then we move into your role and the roles of everyone else, from friends to family to church members. And then in chapter 7, we talk about God's role. Because sometimes, don't you wonder where in the world he is in this whole mess? And why hasn't he answered your prayers for a godly marriage? Chapter 8 is the turning point in the book, because so far you've learned the what and the why, but you don't know quite yet the how to solve the problem, or if that's even possible. In chapter 8, I talk about how you can change your role. Because while you can't control what anyone else does, you do have power over you. And that, my friends, is the secret sauce to changing the whole thing. Here's the thing, though. I'm not going to tell you how to change so that you can get a great marriage. Because a great marriage takes two people. And you can't control your partner. I'm going to show you how to change you from the inside out so that you can eventually get a great life. But what happens when you begin to change? That's what chapter 9 is all about. I'll tell you what's going to happen next. I've not only personally lived it, but I've walked hundreds of women through this process now, and I can predict with almost 100% accuracy what will happen when you change things up. Do you want a sneak peek into your future? That's chapter 9. I wrap up my book by talking about the key to your future and what you can do to continue your progress when you're finished reading the book. Because you don't just need to know what's wrong in your life, you need to know what you can do about it. I highly recommend that as you read the book, you work through the companion workbook. The workbook chapters coincide with each chapter of the book and include assessments, deep dive questions to help you personally process and apply the things you learned from the book, and even a beautiful, relaxing, and empowering adult coloring page for each chapter. There are also group discussion questions at the end of each chapter. And if you'd like to join an online small group, be sure to get on the waiting list. We offer free online discussion groups led by a trained group leader every few months. If you're on the wait list, we'll send you an email the next time a group opens up. I wrote the book I wish I had when I was living in my abusive relationship. My book is the only one that covers this material and also includes the spiritual abuse component that women of faith in particular deal with in their church communities. And I personally believe that this part is absolutely critical for Christian women to understand because it is the number one reason they stay stuck and see very little change in their lives or in their personal growth. The enemy wants to neutralize you. This is what emotional and spiritual abuse does, whether it's coming from your partner or your church community. God did not create women to be abused or neutralized. God wants to set women free to realize all of their potential and be the person they were created to be. And I promise, you were not created to be chronically mistreated, dehumanized, and neglected. God wants to see you fly free, and so do I.